As a wise man once said, God has cursed me for my hubris, and my work is never finished. This is the story of how I made 100 Pokemon paper crafts. Welcome to Amy's Art House. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Amy's Art House. Today I'm going to be showing all 100 of the Pokemon that I have been working on over the past 9 months. I have 2 other journal flip-throughs that I did previously. Those are linked down below, where I talk a little more in depth about the pieces. And don't forget to subscribe if you would like to see more of my content. So for this, I am going to be showing the most recent Pokemon I've made and flipping through backwards to the earliest Pokemon. And then I will go back through and flip through in the reverse order. So yeah, let's get started. Rather than talk in depth about the details of each piece, I really wanted to talk about why I did this project, what my feelings were on it, and so forth, because I started this in June 2020. It is a personal project to create my own Pokédex, and I've always been making art, but this has been on such a large and public scale that I've never done before. And the reason that I decided to do this project was because I really missed doing art with my friends. Normally I'd have people come over to the studio and we would create stuff together, but with the pandemic that wasn't really possible anymore, and I was getting really lonely and really bored. So I had to come up with something to pass the time in a more constructive way, and I thought that with almost 900 Pokemon, making my own Pokédex would keep me busy for as long as I needed, and if I produced videos on it, then my friends could come and watch, and it would be kind of like us working together in the studio. So hopefully someday I can have people in the studio again. I am waiting for that day. It hasn't come yet, but hopefully in a few more months. But until then, I will still be on YouTube creating content. So when I started, I wasn't really sure what my style would be, but if you noticed, I included a Brian David Gilbert quote at the beginning of this video because I thought that the series would go somewhat like Unraveled for me, where I would lose my mind a little bit with each and every video. I thought that the art would be terrible and I would push myself into performative madness, but that really did not end up being my style. And I'm glad that it wasn't, because I definitely prioritized my mental and physical health whenever I could doing this project. The only thing that happened to me that was not so great was I did develop a little bit of tendonitis in my arm. Not sure how much of that is from crafting and how much of that is from bad posture at my desk job, but that was the only expense that I placed on myself working on this. Otherwise, I had a lot of fun. I paced myself. I tried to take breaks and make the Pokemon that I felt like making so that I wouldn't drive myself crazy. So rather than my videos being something where I am slowly going crazy, it ended up being a place where I could be somewhat vulnerable, both as an artist and as a person. If you've been here a while, you know that my first 50 videos were titled Mediocre Pokemon Art because I really lacked confidence as an artist. I actually had never worked in papercraft styles before this. Most of my prior art involved Sharpies, vintage papers, and decoupage glues, all things that I couldn't work with during the pandemic because I didn't want to flare my asthma at a time that would be difficult for me to go get medical treatment. So I had to come up with a new way to continue to create in a way that was very safe and low risk for me. So as I was saying, I was feeling very vulnerable as an artist at this point because I wasn't using my materials that I liked, and all it took were a few kind comments from my friends and from strangers to tell me to drop the mediocre from my title and to feel that I can work with this new material. I didn't need to create with my old things. I could still create something that would be nice. And did I mention that I also had the opportunity to be more vulnerable as a person? By this, I mean this is the first time in my entire life that I've hopped on the internet and interacted so much with people that I don't know. Whether it's one comment coming through on one video, or they comment on every video, or I'm talking to other artists on social media, such as Instagram and Reddit. I've really learned to be a little more comfortable interacting with people that I don't know, which I'm so proud of myself for. because I am not a super like outgoing person. I'm kind of an ambivert, but I'm really kind of in like small circles with my friends. I'm very close knit with them, and I usually don't branch out at all. Like that's how I operate. So that's been really, really nice about this project, especially when I can't go out and meet new people. So I've really gotten a lot of support from other artists. They have taught me different tips, and I've gotten a lot of support during a really challenging time globally. So now that I have made over 100 videos, I really feel like I found my voice and like how I want to use it publicly, and it comes down to 3 main things for me. And these 3 things, again, not what I was expecting. I thought that I was going to create bad art and go crazy. That was not what I did. Well, maybe a little crazy, but aren't we all right now? So the first thing that I wanted to do was to make sure that I was encouraging others to create. That's why I have shown some really crappy, well, in my opinion, kind of crappy paper crafts as well, because I want to show people that you can grow from the art that you're making. Not everything that you make is going to be incredible and amazing, but by creating, often you will make some really cool stuff. You just have to keep pushing through it. So the second thing that I wanted to encourage on my channel was to be open and honest about self-doubt, anxiety, sadness, and burnout. I'm not a guru, and I'm not a perfect person, but I wanted to at least tell other people that they are not alone. I mean, I'm very often talking about how I'm feeling in the day. If I'm stressed out, I don't really hide it on the microphone. Sure, I have like a private life that I don't share on here, but if I'm vaguely feeling sad or anxious or stressed, I will talk about it, and I will talk about how it's important to practice self-care. I usually mention like what I have planned, if it's to watch a show or play a game or just to do something to feel better. I think that's a really important message that I want to get across on my channel. And finally, the third thing, I decided to create videos that are still somewhat appropriate for younger audiences to watch with their family. And I'm sure that kids are not super interested when I talk about hot topics like overtime work or taxes, but I know that I'm not doing any harm aside from possibly sounding really boring. So those are my 3 main things. Encourage others to create, be open and honest about self-doubt, anxiety, and sadness, and to create videos that anybody can come by and watch. I'm really curious to know what everyone's favorite of my Pokemon have been, whether you are just stopping by today or you've been watching for a while. Let me know which one is your favorite. I'm trying to think which of my creations are mine. I think Gigantamax Colossal is one of my favorite pieces. That one is so cool. What else? Oh, and Cleffa. I really like Cleffa and Jirachi. Those are my favorites. Let me know in the comments, guys. Thanks. Now that I've talked about what has become of my channel, I guess I should talk about what my plans are for the art in the long term. As much as I want to keep my own personal Pokédex, I put these all into larger protective binders, and they are huge. I do not have the space to hold on to everything that I make. So I've already sold 3 pieces, and I don't have any intentions of selling any more at the moment, but I am saving some money up to buy a really nice photo scanner so that I can have some good digital copies of my art, and then I might see about selling them. Whether it be in a few months or a few years, it is something that I am considering because I feel kind of bad putting them all in a binder where they're not going to be enjoyed as much as they might be if they are on someone's wall. I don't know which ones people would be interested in, but I guess that is a road that I will cross later. It's been quite a while since I've sold art. I used to do some like craft shows and commissions. I've been in a couple like local art shows, but it's something that I want to get back into because I just want people to love the art. I'm not sure how I would manage sales, to be honest, because one thing that my art buddies and viewers know is that I am terrible at the self-promotion aspect on social media. I am working on it, but I don't like feeling like I'm nagging people to look at my art. I know it's an important part of being an artist is putting your art in front of people, and it's not nagging. You have every right to take up space, but it's something I still am struggling with and working on, so hopefully I will get better at it as time goes on. I know recently I had a search engine optimization issue where someone else started using the name Amy's Art House, and they were not copying me or anything, but I realized then that I had an issue, so I'm trying to be more present on my social media platforms so that I come up earlier in the Google search results. At this point, we are getting close to the end of the journal flip through. When I hit Goldeen, that's when you know I have reached the first Pokemon that I have made, and then I will quickly go through them in chronological order, so keep your eyes peeled for that moment. I think that when I was filming this quick flip through, I really wasn't thinking about what clothes I was wearing. I was wearing this really warm jacket and like thermal sweatpants, and I was moving so quickly under the filming lights. I was so warm at the end. Don't let anybody tell you that art isn't a workout. It can be. So I guess I should talk about some of the videos that I have coming up that are planned. I will be doing another video where I am organizing this entire journal by Pokédex number, and there will be some music to back that rather than me talking, because I think I have talked enough today. I don't know what else to say. So that is coming. I also have a special craft planned for 25 years of Pokemon. It is a Pikachu themed piece of art, so be on the lookout for that. And other than that, I don't know. I'm just going to keep creating things. I guess I just want to say thank you to everyone who has supported me during this. I hope that you have found some value in these videos. I hope that it has given you some cool ideas of arts and crafts that you can be making right now while we are all at home. There are many social media platforms that you can find me on: Instagram, Pinterest, Reddit, Facebook, and now Patreon. I don't have rewards available on Patreon yet, but it is there if you would like to send me a small little stipend. Not expected, not necessary, but much appreciated if you decide to do that. And thank you guys so much for sticking around till the end of the video to hear about my journey on this project. I will see you all again soon. Bye!